Good rest day, working moms, and welcome back to So This Is Motherhood. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my career, why I chose this career, and how it's molding me into the working mom that I am. Stay tuned. Happy Sunday, working moms. My name is Kayla, and this is my vlog, So This Is Motherhood. If you're new here and this is your first time tuning in, I want to say thank you so very much for clicking and choosing to spend your Sunday with me. Now, all I need for you to do is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button down below, and definitely hit that notification bell. That way you can be notified about my new uploaded content that will be coming to you every Sunday at 12 noon. Now, without further ado, I'm going to need you to sit back, relax as I spill the tea about my career. Now, my journey is actually a very interesting journey. When I was a young little girl of 18 years of age, I originally wanted to go to college and be a veterinarian. Sorry about that, everyone. As you can see, we are filming in my car. It's stationary, of course, and Baby Virgo escaped. And before we dive into this video, I just want to apologize to y'all for my face. As you can see, it is naked as naked can be, and I don't know what happened to my makeup. I think I left it over at my cousin-in-law's house when I did her blessing way. I don't know. I have to call her and find out. But anyway, so I'm going to take this moment and share with you what my career is. Most of you guys would be very surprised to know that I am actually an electrician apprentice. I am currently going to be starting my 4th year this fall, and it's been quite a journey. Now, I know some of you guys are thinking, electrician apprentice? I have never heard of a black girl as an electrician apprentice. Well, let me tell you, neither have I, but I am a full-fledged local union member of the IBW 573. And let me tell you, they haven't heard of a black electrician apprentice either. Well, at least a black female anyway. I am actually the first ever African-American female electrician apprentice in this entire union hall, and I am very proud of that. I am making huge headway, and not only is this a huge honor, but it is also a huge responsibility. You know, I hate to say it, but it's like I'm going to be paving the way here for any future African-American female electricians that might want to come through that hall. So it's a lot of pressure on me. Maybe not necessarily, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Not real pressure, but, you know, I always want to lead by example. So some of you may be wondering, so was this my first choice? Absolutely not. I actually viewed trades as beneath me. Yeah, I took great pride in being book smart, so I just knew that I wanted to do something that was going to be intellectual and make me a lot of money. So I was very haughty and very arrogant, very prideful in that regard. So I'm actually going to tell you the story of how I actually am now an electrician apprentice. But to understand my story, we're going to have to go back a few years. So I graduated high school summer of 2010, and it was actually Saturday, June 12th, 2010. It was a great time. I had a beautiful ceremony. And that fall of 2010, I enrolled in my local university for their 2-year ADN program. And ADN stands for Associate's Degree of Nursing. So I was going to be an RN, and what I wanted to do was do a 2-year degree so that I can get my feet wet, start making a lot of money, and then eventually do a bridge program to get my pediatric nurse practitioner certificate or whatever. Eventually I was going to go for my MSN, which is your Master's of Science in Nursing. Unfortunately, I did not have the adequate medical field experience like all my other peers. So as I was working as a activity leader at my local middle school and driving back and forth over an hour away for classes, I did not do well in the skills part that is required for nursing because I did not have that background. And I actually failed out of the program despite having amazing paper grades. So it just goes to show you, doesn't matter how book smart you are, if you can't do what's really important, which is the hand-on aspects, it means nothing. So I was really distraught at that point. I felt like my world had come crashing down, but, you know, I always had a backup plan. So what I did was I immediately started doing research for LPN, and LPN stands for Licensed Practical Nursing. And there was a local vocational school that was doing a 18-month program 3 days a week. And I thought that would be doable. That way I could still work you know, and pay my bills, because, you know, I'm a grown adult at this point, and still pursue a career in nursing. So that's what I did for 18 months. I went there for 3 days, and I actually graduated top of my class, in the top 10 actually. And at that same time, I was finishing up my university degree, so I was in 2 schools, and I was doing excuse me, and I was doing 2 jobs at that same time too. So needless to say, I barely had a day off. I was working 9 days straight before I had 1 day off. And after I graduated, a lot of things had transpired though, but in that short amount of time. Right at the tail end of my courses to be a practical nurse, I met my husband, and I actually had a falling out with my mother shortly after meeting him. Actually, it was around Christmas. Anakin, excuse me 1 minute. So anyway, at this time I had met my husband, but he was just a friend. I had a falling out with my mother over Christmas, and sorry you guys. And I actually ended up moving in with him, had my ceremony a month later, my graduation ceremony, and I applied for the NCLEX exam a month after my graduation ceremony. Well, we had a really, really bad snowstorm, and something just told me, you know, try to cancel it or reschedule it, but I was like, no, it's now or never. I might as well do it while it's fresh in my mind. Well, I hit black ice on my way up to take my NCLEX, totaled my car, spun around, and I basically had a near-death experience. And as I saw my life flash before my eyes, so to speak, I was just like, you know, this really isn't worth it. Is this something I really want to do for the rest of my life? Because here I was already suffering major burnout from being in STNA. Because after I failed out of my ADM program, I did a 2-week course, got my STNA licensure, and I started working midnight shift as a nurse in the nursing home while I went to LPN classes. And that actually helped me get the experience and the confidence that I needed in the medical field. So here I am in STNA, I'm seeing my life flash before my eyes, I'm burnt out, and I'm questioning my life decisions at this point. I did, however, not give up that easily. I attempted to take the test again 1 month later. As I'm driving up there, there's a snowstorm, and I'm having a panic attack, and I was not in a good headspace to take that class. I mean, I keep saying class, I mean test. I'm so sorry, you guys. This has been quite a few years. Anyway, so after that, I decided to save up some more money, because at this point, I have to pay out of pocket for these tests, you know. And so I decided to save up and really study and really nail it this time 6 months later. Well, I still didn't pass, and at this point I just gave up. And as I'm feeling frustration and like feeling at a crossroads in my life, you know, now then my husband and I are dating, he's going through a divorce, and you know, he has to decide what he's going to do to help pay for his child support for my stepson. And I encourage him, you know, maybe it's time you go back to school, you know, get a higher education, better yourself. And he didn't want to do anything hard or complicated, so I looked into the Electrician Apprenticeship for him. So he applied, but he didn't get it, but he did get a very nice low voltage technician job. So at this point, I'm seeing him off every weekend. He's happier, he's getting his quarterly raises, and he's learning so much. And I'm just like, you know, I think maybe I just want to do the same as him. At least we'll have the weekends together, and it'll be a great time. Well, lo and behold, I ended up getting this kid, I'm telling you. He turned on that radio. So anyway, careful, Bubba. Thank you. Say hi to the people. So anyway, like I was saying, lo and behold, I actually ended up getting the Electrician Apprenticeship when I applied just for a low voltage technician career. It was totally unexpected, but I couldn't be more grateful for the opportunity. You know, here we are 4 years later. He's now a first-year apprentice, and you know, we're bettering ourselves for Baby Virgo and for my stepson. And I just never in my wildest dreams would have thought that this is the career that I would have chosen. But, you know, it really came at the right time. We got pregnant, we found out we were pregnant 2 months before we actually got married. And, you know, my union was really great about it. And when I told him about my pregnancy and I went to take on my maternity leave, because I was, no, Bubba, because I was already within my first year and I was vetted, so to speak, and, you know, I was already sworn into the union, I qualified for short-term disability, and my maternity leave was completely covered under my medical short-term disability. So God really has a way of, you know, answering your prayers and like just meeting you in that place, and everything worked out perfectly, and I was so grateful. And I just can't believe that I'm so close to being a journeyman. It's a 5-year gig, and I can't believe I've stuck it out this long, and just the highs and the lows. I love what I'm learning. I love everything about it, but it's definitely a struggle at times. Well, at least it was in the beginning, I should say. You know, no one really knew how to approach me or talk to me because, you know, I'm a black female. You know, they were worried about lawsuits and everything else like that. And just believe it or not, I was actually told that the IBEW, just like of all the trades, is actually not only the most sexist, but is also the most racist. So here I am, the only black girl in a predominantly Caucasian male field. And you know, you got to have thick skin in this career, and I have. I have my whiny points, you know, especially with constantly being laid off and things like that, and it messing with my money flow. But you know, I kept my STNA, so whenever I'm laid off, I just go back to the nursing home, and you know, I try to keep that money flow going. I'm a hustler, baby. I don't play. You don't play with my money, and especially not when it comes to Baby Virgo. So there it is, ladies. That was me spilling the tea about my career. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you really learned a lot about me and Baby Virgo here. You know, I think it's about to be nap time for this little guy. All right, so if you liked and enjoyed this content, again, feel free to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified about my new content that I will be uploading for you ladies every Sunday at noon. And if you want to connect with me on Instagram, there's my handle up here in the left-hand corner. I'm posting pretty much daily. It's really hard for me to get footage of me in the workplace, but I do like some fun boomerang shots and photos of me throughout the day. So I post pretty much every 3 or 4 hours about what's going on in my day, from the moment I wake up to about bedtime. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, I'm Kayla. This is Motherhood. Peace out.